The sun beat down on the dusty battlefield, the air thick with the smell of blood and sweat. A young warrior, Kalen, lay wounded, a single arrow protruding from his thigh. He gritted his teeth, his breath ragged, the pain a searing brand. But it wasn't just the physical agony that consumed him. It was the rage, the fear, the bitter taste of defeat that gnawed at his soul. He cursed the enemy, cursed his own carelessness, cursed the cruel twist of fate that had landed him here. His heart hammered against his ribs, each beat a painful echo of his suffering. An old monk, his robes the color of faded sunset, approached slowly. He knelt beside Kalen, his eyes filled with a quiet compassion. He didn't speak of healing herbs or battlefield tactics. Instead, he gently touched the arrow, his touch surprisingly soothing. "The arrow," the monk said, his voice soft as the whisper of wind through bamboo, "is pain. It is the first suffering, the unavoidable wound. But Kalen," he continued, his gaze unwavering, "you are adding to your suffering. You are adding a second arrow." Kalen frowned, confused. "A second arrow? What do you mean?" "Look within yourself," the monk replied. "The anger, the fear, the self-recrimination, these are the second arrows. You inflict them upon yourself, driving the pain deeper, making the wound fester. The first arrow is inevitable. The second arrow is a choice." Kalen considered this. The physical pain was indeed sharp, but the emotional turmoil was far greater, a relentless storm within. The monk's words resonated, a gentle bell in the chaos of his mind. He focused on his breath, trying to find a space of quiet amidst the tempest within. The monk continued, "Mindfulness, Kalen, is the key. To be present with the pain, to acknowledge it without judgment, without adding the poison of your own thoughts, to accept the first arrow without resistance, to refuse to fire the second." Kalen closed his eyes, focusing on the sensation of the arrow in his leg. He let the pain exist, without adding layers of anger or regret. Slowly, he found a measure of calm, a stillness in the eye of the storm. The pain remained, but its grip loosened. He was still wounded, but the weight on his spirit began to lift. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the battlefield, Kalen felt a profound shift. He was still hurt, but the second arrows, the self-inflicted wounds of anger and fear, were gone. He understood the wisdom of the monk's words. The first arrow was inevitable, a part of life's unpredictable journey. But the second arrow, the self-created suffering, was a choice he could make or refuse every moment. The monk smiled, a gentle, knowing smile. He had not healed Kalen's physical wound, but he had shown him how to heal his soul, how to navigate the battlefield of life without being consumed by the arrows of self-inflicted suffering.